Okay, so a lot of you guys are gonna think that I'm crazy for saying this, but I think that the Sony XZ1 compact from 2017, is the smartphone of the year in 2019. Let me tell you why. What is up, boys and girls? My name is Ben Gemfield. Hope you're having a smashing day. If this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. For the rest of you, thank you for joining me once again. So, we're talking about the Sony XZ1 compact, and this is a really amazing device. Now, I got this today. Like, I was gonna do like an unboxing video, but I can never just wait for the optimal situation. I got the package home and I just had to rip open the package. So this is not a review. Just want to make that perfectly clear. This is definitely not a review, but I wanted to give you my reasons why I got this smartphone. So if you've seen my videos before, this is my iPhone 8 Plus, and this is the smartphone that I've been rocking for years. Actually, I mean just iPhone. I've had different iPhones over the years, and this is the one that I've gotten recently, the iPhone 8 Plus. I just really enjoy using it. I'm a very huge Apple fan, I guess you could sort of say. I use a lot of Apple products. But lately, I'm kind of tired of the whole $1,000 price tag. It's too steep, considering that that smartphones are just getting cheaper to make, so the price tags is just insane. So I wanted to go over why I got this thing. So a couple of days ago, I was reading this article, and I read something and it just completely blew my mind. Okay, so what I read is that all the older XZ models, Sony XZ models, were gonna get Android P, and the thing that made me think like, whoa, that's amazing, is because then I started to read what this update would mean. And one of these updates was that you will now be able to shoot 960 FPS in 1080p. And this is insane, because if you look at the Samsung flagship devices, I'm talking about the S9 and the Note 9, you've got something like 960 frames per second in 720p. Okay, this is something that this smartphone could do in 2017. So I just think that they didn't market it good enough, because whenever anybody talks about smartphone devices and how they are rocking, which smartphone is rocking the best slow motion, I think everyone will agree that it's like the S9. But I gotta be honest, like, I hardly even knew that this thing could record in 720p. So anyway, today I wanted to go over my top 10 reasons why I think that this is the Android smartphone of the year. And let me start off with number one. I paid about $200 for this thing. $200, and I get better super slow motion than I get from Samsung flagship devices. Okay, I know that the camera may not be as good, although it is 19 megapixels, so it is awesome. Okay, but the value that you get for this, like the camera, you can record 4K, you got the Snapdragon 835, which is really fast if you think about it, and paying just $200 for this thing, it's a steal. So we're talking value, like, wow, like, seriously, it's insane. Okay, and the second reason is I really like the compact size. I kind of miss the idea of having a smartphone and holding it with one hand, doing everything with one hand, which I really can't say about my iPhone 8 Plus. This is a very different type of beast. I really like big screen, and I'm not gonna trade my smartphone for this, or the other way around. But if I'm gonna rock an extra smartphone, it is definitely gonna be the compact size. Okay, the third reason is the super slow motion, as I mentioned. Right now I can record 960 frames per second in 720p, and I can't update to Android P just yet, but I will be able. It's going to be now in January, I've been told by Sony. So when that happens, I will be able to shoot 960 frames per second in 1080p, which is mind-blowing. This is a $200 smartphone right here, and I will be able to shoot better slow motion than I can on my iPhone and on Samsung flagship devices. That to me is kind of amazing. I think it is. The fourth reason is that it has two front-facing speakers, and let me tell you, they sound really awesome. I can't really demonstrate because it will mean that the microphone would have to basically give you the kind of clarity that I get when I'm listening to it, which I just know I will not be able to duplicate in any way. But just trust me when I tell you that the speakers are loud and they get a little bit of bass even. I really, really like it. And the fifth reason is this is a 19 megapixel camera, which is amazing if you really, really think about it. Not a lot of smartphones can do that. And when Android P will be updated on this thing, I will also be able to shoot in 4K HDR, which is pretty much unheard of on the smartphone market. So I think that's pretty awesome. The sixth reason is I really like the fact that you have like this, I can't really show you, but it has like a wide angle lens that you can have a regular lens, but you can switch it up to a wide angle lens, which is kind of practical when you're shooting selfies, video and photo. And I also like the fact that you can shoot in 1080p in selfie mode. I really like that. There was no focusing, it's fixed focus, but I don't mind it so much. Fixed focus, I just mean fixed focus on the front facing camera. The back is, it's obviously focused. Now, that's the seventh reason why I think that this smartphone is really cool, is that it has a very clever fingerprint sensor on the side. It's the power button, it's on the side, and it unlocks very nicely. I think it works like a charm. It really does. Like, I don't know if every time I have to prove something on the camera it doesn't work. Yep, there it goes. Yep, there it goes. Yep, there it goes. So I mean, it's a very, very good fingerprint sensor, very fast, and I think that this is a really cool place to have. I used to say that the best spot for fingerprint sensors is on the front, as on my iPhone, but I'm gonna say that this is even better. But again, this is not a review. I just got the smartphone today. I'm gonna do some extensive testing. I've only been playing around with it for about 2 hours. So the eighth reason is the design. Now, I gotta be honest, like, I don't think it's a very ergonomic feel to it. Like, that's my first impression. I don't know, we'll give it at least a week or two and see how things have improved before I actually do my review on this thing. But I really like, I like the design. I think it looks really sleek and nice. And what I also like is that this back here, you can't get fingerprints on it. It's a good sturdy plastic. It feels almost metal hard, but no fingerprints will get stuck on it. It feels like build quality. I can't imagine this costs $200 with all the specs and all the quality the feeling that I get from this thing. And also, yes, it does have bezels, as you can see, but in all fairness, like, to be completely honest, this doesn't have a notch, which, like, I hate the notch on all the smartphone devices, so this is like 10 times better. I really like the design of this thing. I don't mind the bezels. I've never haven't had any problems with bezels, but I have had a big problem with the notch. I will not ever accept it. That's just me. And the ninth reason is that it does, of course, have USB-C, which not all smartphones have. USB-C is fast charging, it's fast transfer, it's a good standard. It works either way you put it in. It's a good standard to have. So I'm happy for that. And of course, it has a headphone jack, and it's water resistant. So all of these 10 reasons, I think these are really cool reasons why this is the smartphone of 2019. Now, I know there are a lot of people gonna go like, oh, but that's nothing compared to this smartphone, which can shoot 4K 60 FPS, or it has the Snapdragon 45, you know, or it has no bezels and all sorts of things. But I bet you that you can't show me a smartphone that costs this little as this one, because again, I paid like $200 for this. If you can find me a cheap smartphone with all the specs and the camera highlights for that price, I will give you my blessing to tell me that I'm wrong. Other than that, like, I don't want to hear about, you know, Pixel 3 has this amazing camera. Yeah, but you also have to pay like $1,000. And I'm sorry, but most people, we just use our pictures for Instagram. We don't really need that good of a camera. Let's face it. Like MKBHD, he did a test a couple weeks ago where he basically demonstrated, he made this like a blind test for everyone to see, and people could pick the winners, and it was the cheapest smartphones that beat that test. Not that they were better, but it's just that people just enjoy those photos more, because in social media it's all about, it's not so much about image quality, it's about image clarity. And cheaper smartphones, they highlight and focus on making colors warm and pop, and they don't focus so much on giving very realistic image quality. Now, as far as the image quality on this one, I haven't tested the camera so much, but it's 19 megapixels, and I've also seen pictures and samples. I don't think that this will outperform my iPhone 8 Plus. I will do a side-by-side comparison. If you have requests, if you want me to make a specific type of video tests about this smartphone, let me know. The thing that I want to test mostly tomorrow, like not today because it's like getting dark outside and I need lots of light, but I want to really try the super slow motion. It's amazing. Like the things that I've already tested just quickly, like it's just mind dropping to me. Like I'm completely floored. Again, $200 for this smartphone. And the reason why I got this Android device is not because I'm switching my iPhone to Android. I want to. Believe me, I really want to. I don't want to have a smartphone that I'm so afraid of dropping, of losing, that I have to have like a screen protector, a back. You know, I wanna feel the naked surface of a smartphone in my hand. Like, I know that sounded dirty, but trust me, there's nothing sexual about it. I'm just saying, I really wish that this smartphone could. I want to be able to hold my smartphone and not a bunch of plastic around my smartphone. You know what I mean? So if this cost me like 200, I don't mind if I drop it in the water, if I lose it, if it gets stolen. I don't really mind, you know. I just get a new one. It's not that expensive. And I have the kind of financial situation that I could basically buy any smartphone on the market. I just don't feel good about paying a lot of money for a smartphone because, again, it's too much, and I just don't think the newer smartphones have that much to offer compared to, well, say this. I think I can't really think of too many drawbacks on this thing. I did draw some things. I wrote down some things like I noticed that this does not have wireless charging, but I made a video about that. Like, I'm not a big fan of wireless charging because it's slow. It's not very practical because you can't really use it while it's charging. So I don't really see the highlight of it. Also, one thing I forgot to mention. Can you notice that there is no camera bump? I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's no camera bump on the back or the front. Oh, front maybe not, never has been, but on the back there is no bump, and I really like that. I really like it. So it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna test this out for a few weeks at least, and I'm gonna make a review on this. Again, if you want me to make any type of tests or anything, just let me know in the comments section below. And I apologize if this video felt a little bit jumpy and stuff. I haven't slept very well these last couple of days, so hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Okay, that was it. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, see that like button, smash it. And I got some freakishly awesome videos coming up. Better subscribe so you don't miss a beat. I'll see you later. Peace.